Hi, and welcome to the Colorado Giants video log. Come find us in Denver at the Tavern and Plant Park. And in Boulder, I'm happy to announce that we finally have a home after a month of being homeless. We are now partnered with the Lazy Dog in downtown on Pearl Street. So come see us there. All right. This is the Odell Beckham debate. It's supposed to be a two-way debate, but I'm going to play both sides. So, Odell Beckham Jr. is an explosive player on the field. He's also a controversial player off the field. There was this catch in a Cowboys game. I want to say it was 2014. It was 4 years ago. It put him on the path to fame. It was incredible. Three-fingered catch, one of the best catches, probably the best catch in NFL history. He was being held before he caught it. Most awkward angle to catch it. It was amazing. Sidebar on that catch, the Giants lost that game. A lot of trade rumors centered around Beckham, and I know that that's somewhat dissolved. And as the new general manager, David Gettleman, cleans house and tries to pick up the pieces after a 3-13 season. Odell is still on his rookie contract, as he was a restricted agent this season. What that means is the Giants are set to pay him a salary of about $8.5 million cap hit in 2018. He's an unrestricted free agent in 2019, and the Giants will have the option to franchise tag him, and they'll likely have to pay him $16 million in 2019 under that franchise tag. For some perspective, the top 5 receivers in the NFL are currently commanding about $14 to $18 million in cap space. Odell has asserted that without a long-term contract, he will not play in 2018. However, he did show up to voluntary camp, so that's a good sign. He really doesn't have much leverage in this situation because he can't sign anywhere else. And so should the Giants, this is the question, should the Giants, who have the number 2 overall draft pick in the upcoming draft, trade Odell Beckham away? And I am here to argue that yes, they should trade him away. His on the field performance. So my biggest concerns are with the red zone and the jump ball scenarios. In our most successful season, which was the 2016, not this past season, the season before, he had 0 touchdowns in the red zone in all 16 games. He has a total of 40 red zone receptions in his 52-game career. Now, I'd rather dedicate salary space to somebody a bigger receiver that can muscle and jump for the ball, more similar to Megatron or Des Bryant, somebody that's got a much bigger body. What good is the most yards, 1,500 yards, the fastest 1,500 yards in the NFL, if special teams is finishing off all our drives? You got to punch the ball in. Now, it's hard to argue against Odell Beckham's impact on the field. And one other point is his whole entire career was played under Ben McAdoo's spread offense. So the red zone offense is absolutely critical because they put you in that situation a lot more. In a stretch offense, I think he might even have more of an impact. He might be able to shine a little bit more of that shake and bake that we can remember from Knicks and from Cruz doing salsa dances. All right, let's move on to his contract. So his contract currently is an asset that has value because he can't go anywhere, and they're paying him under market value. Once the 2018 season has started and has gotten underway, without a restructured deal, the contract asset is worth significantly less. To restructure his contract, the Giants will have to pay him market value, which is probably $18, $19 million a year at the very top end that you would be ending up paying a wide receiver. Now, for an argument on the side for Odell Beckham is if the Giants can structure a deal to pay him next season without franchise tagging him, there's only about probably a $3 million difference per season. Now, if they were to do it this year, over this end next season would be about $11 million total cap hit, meaning $5.5 million per year. However, that $5.5 million per year will pay to keep him here. So that's, it's actually fairly minimal if you think about it in those terms. Now, injury. In 2017, in a preseason game, Odell Beckham suffered an ankle injury to his left ankle and a pretty gruesome hit, which was, we won't get into the logistics of how unnecessary that hit was. But nonetheless, it happened game 6, separated by a little over a month. He suffered a fracture of the same ankle. He's a human highlight reel. The guy, it hypes his value and not necessarily helps them winning games. Now, and you add that to that, his health concerns moving forward. Now, one thing that I will say about the injury is that it actually could hurt his contract asset value, which means which makes less sense to trade him, A, and B, perhaps the Giants can use that as leverage in negotiation to reduce his what they would end up paying him. All right, the off-the-field antics. Odell Beckham has become, at times, a distraction to the goal of winning football games. Kissing the kicking net, peeing on the sideline or pretending to pee like a dog on the sideline. My opinion, Odell Beckham cares more about himself in the spotlight than he does about winning football games. Gettleman is working to restore Giants' pride. Odell Beckham's behavior does not fit into that. So he does need to grow up if he wants to stay with this Giants organization. Giants' pride is now an interesting point because I wonder if Lawrence Taylor would have done well in this media-frenzied world. Nobody could debate that LT was good for this franchise, and it's hard to argue that Odell Beckham's antics are that far of a departure from where LT was. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Colorado Giants video log. Hope to see you guys soon. We are. I'm happy to announce that we have a new home in Boulder at the Lazy Dog on Pearl Street, right in downtown. And you can also find us at the Tavern in Platt Park in Denver. Cheers and go Giants!